Okay, so let's go over this. Are these two triangles similar? So before I start anything, you guys should have this paper. This, remember I tell you, every time we start a new lesson, every time, the beginning of your notes, the beginning of those first notes, there's always something important that you got to go look back at, right? That'll remind you what you're doing. Because there's always a point. I know this for a lot of you. There's always a point where you get to and you're like, how did I do this again? I haven't done this in a while. What were we doing again? And if you have that question, you go back to the beginning of your notes and you look at the big thing. Sometimes I tell you to put a big, highlight around it or stars around it or something. In this case, when we're talking about similarity, this first page was the most important part. And I kept telling you, we need to keep coming back to this. This tells us all three ways. There's only three ways to see that these triangles are similar. Asimilarity, which means if I can find two pairs of corresponding angles that are congruent, then I can say the triangles are similar. Right? So if I can look at two triangles and say, oh, these two angles are congruent and these two angles are congruent. Bam, they're similar because of asimilarity. Then we have SSS similarity, side, side, side. So since we're looking for similar, we're looking for three sides that have the same ratio, right? Looking over here, ratio. And then we just, remember we used the colors to match up the sides, the orange sides, the green sides, the pink sides. Then we make ratios for all three colors. Make ratio for the orange, make ratio for the green, make a ratio for the pink. And if all the ratios are the same, that means they're all proportional, because proportion just means ratios are equal. And if we have all three ratios equal, then we have all three sides. We have SSS similarity. We can say, yes, these two triangles are similar because of SSS similarity, because all their sides are proportional. They all grew or shrunk at the same rate. And then there's a third one called SAS similarity, where we have two sides that are proportional, and then the angle in between them is congruent. So right here, if we look here, the green and orange, we did green, which is 4/3. We did orange, which is 4/3. So those ratios are equal, and the angle in between them is equal. So now we have side, angle, side similarity, right? These two sides have a ratio of 4/3. These two sides have a ratio of 4/3. That means they both are proportional, and the angle in between them is congruent. So now we can say, yes, these two triangles are similar because of SAS similarity. So those of you that yesterday forgot, you could have gone back to your notes to get a little bit of a refresher, a little bit of a reminder. I know sometimes notes don't completely remind you. Some of you like the videos, and that was my fault, right? I couldn't get those videos up all week, and I finally got them up this morning. So that's another reason I'm doing this today, because some of you needed to see those videos. You like to see videos. Yes, you're telling me, mister, notes are great sometimes, but sometimes I look at them and I forget I need to see action. I need to be able to look at a video and fast forward to the part I want, and then pause it, and then think about it, and then rewind it, and do all the sorts of things you can do with the video. So that's fine. That's fine too. So those are there now. Okay, so let's look at, are these two triangles? Now, first of all, do you notice that these two triangles, one is inside the other? So what do we do if one triangle is inside the other to make your life a lot easier? I don't know how to spell that. I would spell that, right? Separate them. So I'm going to draw the small one. Actually, let's do this. Right, there's the small one, and then here's the large one. And then I'm going to label it. The small one is LKM, and the large one is LJN. Okay, so the small one, let's think about it. The small one, this is 10, isn't it? This is 10 right here. But what's this side right here? What's this side right here? Did you guys figure that out? What's that side right there? Well, the whole thing is 21, right? The whole thing is
21.
Yes, the whole thing is 21. And this little part is 6. So that means this part is the whole thing minus this part, which, there you go, is 15. So that's 15. Now, we don't know the bottom part, do we? We don't know the bottom part. So this is where your brain goes, okay, I only have two sides. I don't have the third side. If you look here, I don't have the third side here or here. So I don't think it's going to be side, side, side. This is where your brain needs to start working, because your brain needs to start saying, okay, there's only 3 ways. There's only 3 ways for me to do this. Okay? And one of the ways is side, side, side. That means I need all 3 sides of both triangles. And if I look here, I don't have all 3 sides. So it's not going to be SSS. So your brain should start saying, okay, it's going to be one of these. It can't be SSS because I don't have the third side. Okay? So your brain's thinking that. All right, so the big triangle, this is 21. This is what?
21.
Okay, thank you. That's 21. And then what's this side? What's this side over here? What's LN? Well, it's 10 plus 4 more, which is 14. Okay, and if you notice, I don't have any angles here do I? So I don't even have one. Wait a second. Isn't this angle and this angle the same angle? Isn't this angle part of both triangles? Right? Angle L up here is part of the small triangle. And it's the same exact angle as the top for the big triangle. Okay, so we can say that this angle and this angle are congruent. L is congruent to L because of reflexive property. Something is equal to itself. Now we don't have another angle. Nothing's parallel. We don't see anything parallel here, so we don't have any other angles. So we can't do AA because we need 2 angles. We can't do AA similarity because we need 2 angles. And we don't have that. So it looks like we're going to be doing SAS, which, yes, we do have SAS, don't we? 2 sides that we're going to look to see. We're going to make sure. And then the angle in between them. So side, angle, side. So let's do this. Let's color. I'm going to color this orange and this orange because those are the matching sides. I'm going to color this green and this green because those are the matching sides. So let's make a ratio for the orange. What's the ratio for the orange? And then we're going to make a ratio for the green and see if they're the same. So the ratio from the orange. Now, you have to decide small to large, large to small. Well, this is small. This is the small triangle. This is the large triangle. I'm going to do small over large. Okay, that's just my choice. You get to choose if you want to do small over large or large over small. I'm going to do small over large. And small for the orange is 15. And large for the orange is 21.
21.
Yes, okay, yes. I thought I muted you guys. So 15 over 21. And then the green, we're going to do small over large. For the green, the small length is 10, and then the large length is 14. Okay, so let's simplify these. 15 over
21.
Oh my gosh, yes. I thought I muted you guys. I'm not supposed to be talking. All right, 15 over 21. So what can I divide 15 and 21 by? To simplify this. 3, mister. Okay, thank you. We can divide it by 3. Divide by 3, so we get 5 over 7. Good. What about 10 over 14? 10 over 14, we can divide both of those by 2 to simplify. So we get 5 over 7. Ooh, look what we got. These 2 ratios are equal. So the ratios are equal, then we can say they are proportional, right? If ratios are equal, they're proportional. So we have 2 sides. This is a pair of sides. This is a pair of sides that are proportional. And we have the angle in between them. So we can say yes. Yes. These triangles are similar because of SAS similarity theorem. Okay, and then we can say, if we look here, we know L and L match, we know J and K match, and then N and M match, so we can say triangle KLM is similar to triangle JLN. Okay, any questions? Any questions? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the rest of the period to finish that classwork and that homework. Remember, the classwork has 18 problems. You only have to do 9 problems. You don't have to do all 18. Only have to do 9 problems. If you still don't understand, you can ask me a question, or you can go back and look at the videos. Okay, or you can look back at your notes, right? Yeah, this is just 4th grade math. You don't have to divide both of them by the same number. No. They're just simplified fractions. These are two. Somebody asked in the chat, Mister, because you know how I divided this by 3 and then I divided this by 2? Well, these are 2 separate fractions. All I'm doing right here is simplifying each fraction. So when I'm simplifying this fraction, I'm just simplifying this fraction. It has nothing to do with this one. And when I simplify this fraction, it has nothing to do with this one. I can simplify it however I want to. They're 2 separate fractions. Yeah, okay. There you go. That's how you pinpoint where your confusion is. So someone in the chat saying, oh, I get it now. Simplifying fractions. Yeah, you don't have to simplify in the same way, guys. They're 2 separate fractions. They're 2 different fractions. Yeah. So good. So this is exactly what we want to do when we ask questions. You want to pinpoint your point of confusion, right? You want to pinpoint your point of confusion. And this is just simplifying fractions. That's all it is. You're going to get 2 different numbers. These aren't going to look the same at first because they're different numbers. You have to simplify them, and you simplify them separately. Okay. Yay. So there you go. There's 2 students that were confused. Yes, somebody said in the chat, Mister, this is not clear. Zoom is very blurry. I can't see you. So yes, if you go to Schoology, right, go to our course. Our course is period 11. And then you go to week 11. That's the week before. This is week 12. I didn't make a folder yet. This is week 12. But if you go to week 11, you'll see the videos from the last week before vacation. And you can look at that. And it's a lot clearer. Now, I just put these up this morning because it finally worked. I've been trying every morning all week. Finally worked. So the HD versions may not be up right now. They may be processing, but it may just take a few minutes. But yes, they are there. And they're labeled AA, SSS, SAS. Right? We spent a whole day on each one. All right, so I'll give you the rest of the day. Please, rest of today, because you can turn it in tonight. Please get that in tonight. Those are the only 2 assignments you have. If you do them, you keep your A. If you don't, you drop to an F. That's not good. Okay, and please ask me questions if you have them. Okay, now I'll open up some breakout rooms again if you want to go to breakout rooms to help each other. And let me know.